Hello and welcome to Hank Games Without Hank. My name is John Green. I'm the manager of the Swoodilypoopers, somehow still in 5th place, despite our epic, disastrous loss in recent red-on-red action. Today we are taking on Millwall. We need to finish in the top 6. We don't have to win this game because I think we've got 3 left, but it would be nice. We got to win like 2 of our last 3 to be certain of going to the playoffs, where it will be decided if we are going to the Premier League or not. Hopefully we will. I want to give you and the other Swindon Town supporters something to cheer about, because I know how much I have made you suffer in the last year. I am deeply regretful of all the things that have gone wrong for us. Today I'm going to talk about creative careers versus sort of money careers. Should you make a career decision for money, or should you make a career decision for like your creative? Oh, right off the start, who is it? He's big, he's tough, he has a brilliant puff. Other John Green, and he does the robot. I love it when he does the robot. That's my favorite of his celebrations. I mean, it's also the only one. That's a good point, Meredith. So we're gonna be So I guess like here, you know, obviously I'm a little biased because I have pursued a creative career and it's gone, you know, pretty darn well for me. I mean, I get to play FIFA for a living. It's truly living the dream. But I also get to do other things for a living I like write books and make videos with my brother and all kinds of things. I also had until very recently. Like, I mean, I've always sort of had day jobs, and I've always kind of liked having day jobs. And now I just have exceptionally weird day jobs, like making videos about why healthcare costs are high in America, and, you know, pretending that, well, I guess I'm not really pretending. I guess creating, nurturing, and managing a fictional soccer team. These are strange jobs, but they are day jobs. I still think of myself as a writer with a day job. It's just that, like, my day jobs get stranger and stranger with each passing year. You know, I'm like sort of like a amateur history teacher as a day job as well. Although that day job in particular pays me nothing, but, you know, whatever. Takes a lot of time. So I don't believe that it's mutually exclusive, you know. I mean, I say this all the time, but it's true. William Carlos Williams was a doctor, and he really enjoyed being a doctor. You know, Kurt Vonnegut did advertising copywriting. I mean, it's not, you know, many or perhaps even most working writers in the United States today teach in one capacity or another. You know, many are engineers or, that was a great play by John Green, but it was all for nothing. You know, many are, engineers or mortgage brokers, or, you know, there's all kinds of different jobs. So I don't really believe completely in the mutual exclusivity of doing creative work or working for money. However, what I will say is that there are going to be times in your life, in all likelihood, when you will be asked to choose between doing something that you find more fulfilling and doing something that you find less fulfilling personally, and money will be part of the reason to do the thing that you find less personally fulfilling. It's been the case in my life, certainly, but it's been the case in the lives of almost every adult I know. It's just, you know, it's just part of, like, part of adulthood, essentially, I think, to have to face that choice. Are you going to... Now, like, I want to add that this, if you find yourself facing this choice, I hope that you will realize, as I try to, that it is a privileged choice, and it is the proverbial first world problem. Because, you know, it means that you have, like, more than one way of making money. Oh, Leroy Williams. He only scores occasionally these days. He used to score so frequently. So, but it is a privileged problem, but it's a problem nonetheless. You know, and you'll have to ask yourself, do I want to, you know, and the truth is, like, creative work gets harder to do as you get older, because you have to have a day job, and then you've got to find time to do the creative work that you enjoy and be a parent, and like, you know, so you do have to start making choices at some point. You know, I'm a big believer in making those choices in a way that is not narrowly defined by money. Unless, of course, you have to. But if it's the difference between quality of life X and quality of life Y, not the difference between like being hungry and being fed, then I really think that there's like, you know, you can sort of manage money well and live on less than a lot of people live on. You know, that's what Sarah and I did for a long time. And, you know, it wasn't so bad. In fact, in many ways, I enjoyed it. But, again, like, we were in this privileged position of both being able to work, but, you know, like, we were not doing the things that would have earned us the most money. But I think a lot of times when you pass those straightforward money opportunities up, you get, is that Sarah again? Nope, it isn't. It's someone else. I'll call her back momentarily. It's Jody. Speaking of money, every time I speak of money, my agent calls. She must have known that I was talking about money, and she was like, "I'll call John." I just think that a lot of times the other thing that you're doing when you invest in when you do creative work or work that you find more personally fulfilling than the sort of straightforwardly lucrative work is you're investing in yourself. You're kind of making a bet on yourself, you know? And I like making bets on myself, and not just on myself, but also on people I trust and who I think do good and interesting work. I think I learned that from my brother, actually. My brother, who is much better at living in accordance with his values than I am. You know, it was Hank who taught me, you know, make bets, even dangerous bets. Make bets on people you think are good at what they do. He did that with the Lizzie Bennett Diaries. He did it with the Brain Scoop. He did it with Sexplanations. He did it with Alan Wistufka when they started DFTBA Records together. You know, Hank has always been really good at saying, I'm going to, you know, whatever good luck I have in this world, I'm going to try to, like, pass on in one way or another. Oh, Leroy Williamson. I should have cut that back and passed it, Meredith, but I wasn't. I was panicked and excited about having used the Y button correctly for the first time in 4 games. So I guess that's my advice is, you know, don't fear that there is only one way, and that way is to be, you know, sort of like there are a lot of writers who believe like oh, you must like write and starve, and like I just don't believe that. I just think that's, you know, like that's just not, in my opinion, all that realistic for how actual people live their actual lives, and not realistic for how I lived my life. And I think you know, you must write and also do other things. That's kind of my writer model. I don't, you know, I don't, yeah, maybe I'm just not passionate enough about writing. I don't know. But I don't believe in like forsaking all else, forsaking family, forsaking livelihood. You know, I believe like it's good to understand the people you're trying to write about, and the vast majority of cases, those people are not like people who have dedicated their lives and, you know, gone hungry and eaten ramen night after night after night so that they could live alone with the pen or whatever. I just don't. It's just not. Just doesn't really resonate with me, that model for making stuff. That's not to say that it's wrong. It just doesn't. It just isn't me. So I think like that's my sense of it. I think sometimes, particularly when we're young, we think like, oh, I'm only going to do one thing, and I am scared because I've got to make this massive decision about what that one thing is going to be. Well, you're not going to do only one thing, and you're not, you know, you're going to do a lot of interesting things in your life, and you're going to do a lot of things in your life that you don't enjoy doing. Probably you're going to have a lot of jobs that aren't that fun. And there are going to be parts of, even the most fulfilling job has parts of it that are absolutely horrible. I have the best job in the world, but as you can probably imagine, signing 150,000 sheets of paper was not, you know, like the most fun thing I've ever done. So like, you know, there are always going to be parts of any job that are challenging, and that you know that you have to kind of find the joy in, where the joy doesn't like present itself immediately. Oh, green eggs and Fotheringham with a strong punch. There's the green eggs and Fotheringham I've been loving and missing. There, I think that might be enough. That might be enough. So I guess that's my advice. As always, I come down like in the nebulous middle of everything and refuse to make commitments and disappoint everyone by being inadequately radical on all ends. But I guess that's who I am. I'm just kind of a moderate person when it comes to all this stuff. Like, I just believe in not, you know, like taking risks, but not insane risks. That's not after all of this. Not after all of this. Why are you passing to him? Oh, it could have gone terribly. They've got their keeper up. This is exciting. Oh, their keeper's going to run back really quickly. I can feel it. I can feel it already. Oh, I won! I'm the winner! Thanks for watching. Best wishes.